Welcome back. You're watching Newsx and I'm Medha Sharan. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw is in the US for the Global AI Summit 2026. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent organized a ministerial meeting focused on resilience in the supply chain of critical minerals. He said, and I quote, "There were discussions around funding new projects. There were discussions around technology sharing between different countries. There were very important discussions about recycling because that's a good way of harnessing the minerals out of the waste products. There were discussions and agreements around sharing research work among different countries." Listen in.
US Treasury Secretary Bessent, he organized a ministerial meeting focused on resilience in the supply chain of critical minerals. As we all know, and especially in India, when the manufacturing sector is growing rapidly, especially electronics manufacturing, it's very important for all the countries, including India, to have a resilient supply chain of critical minerals. So in this meeting, participants from various countries, they discussed their experience, the steps that they are taking in making the supply chain resilient, especially technology for refining, processing the mineral ores so that high quality critical minerals, especially the rare earth, permanent magnets, those kind of materials can be secured in a long term.
Professor M.K. Agarwal, who's a senior economist, joins me on the broadcast for more on this. Sir, now we know that the Trump administration has made it amply clear that securing and leading in critical minerals and rare earths are among one of the top priorities for this administration. But additionally, we also know that China has a near monopoly when it comes to refining these critical minerals. Do you perhaps think that this meeting was somewhat aimed at targeting China's monopoly?
I believe that it should not be treated as targeting China. Rather, it is for a smooth flow of supply chain in the global context of the critical minerals, because the global development now depends upon these critical minerals, and these are quite significant. And Group 7 ministerial meeting was there, and that was hosted by the Treasury Secretary of US, and China and Australia, India were also invited. And since Ashwini Vaishnaw is looking after IT industry and where the role of critical mineral is quite important, that's why this meeting was there. And not only for its a good quality processing, but also for a recycling of the many of the critical minerals that is there. So I believe that it has taken into account various dimensions of the smooth supply chain in the global context.
So additionally, in your opinion, what exactly does this meeting in a way hope to achieve for India when it comes to refining critical minerals, considering the fact that China still has a monopoly when it comes to refining these minerals?
That's true, but refining in Indian context, that will take a longer time. But since India is making a very serious effort for Viksit Bharat and making a rapid progress, so it requires critical minerals, and that there should be a smooth supply of that. So given that context, I believe that this first meeting of the ministerial round has been quite significant, and India has been making its consistent efforts for a smooth supply chain of such critical minerals.
Professor M.K. Agarwal, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us here at Newsx. Shifting focus now, the charged affair